Reverend Rob Lee. Bold, smart, and straight to the point. This is Tarot with an Attitude.
Good evening and welcome to Tarot with an Attitude. I am your host, the Reverend Rob Lee. Wow, what an evening. And Friday is here again. People coming in, glad to see people walking in. Everything's the same for Friday. So if you have a question, you can pop it in, but I'm going to go into more detail for people that actually click the link or grab the link and come on live with me. I'll go into a little more detail. Tonight, I'm actually going to use, drum roll, please. Let me go here. I am going to use the Psychic Tarot deck. I have two others sitting here next to me. And while I'm doing this, I want to make sure my phone is off. Y'all know me. I will get moving and forget. Yep, I did turn it off. So, all right, I will get moving and things like that. And, the president will call or something like that. So, I'm a legend in my own mind. So that's what happens. But here we go. So this evening, we got people coming in. Glad you're here. People getting seated, getting started. W Colombo, good to see you. Donna, wow, what a strong, we had Donna and I had a session today that was just absolutely over the top cool. Deborah, good to see you and glad everybody is here. Toys and Tarot just popped through the door and more are coming. It's taking a little bit of time to get things going. So tonight, what we're going to do, all right, as we're waiting or if we see somebody, remember, let me tell you how this works, okay? If you copy the link that Gillian, my producer and my lovely wife, has popped into the chat, okay? Just copy it into your browser and go. But when you go, make sure you shut out of StreamYard or shut once you're in StreamYard, this other place, close down your YouTube. Thank you. Wow. Boom. Okay. Close down YouTube because that screws up your microphone and everything else. Once you close out of YouTube, we'll be able to converse, have a good time, and then when your session or time with me on screen is over, you can actually go back and just click into YouTube and pick up where we left off. So this is all real cool. Let's find out what's happening. And here we go. You know what I'm going to start tonight with is just, what do we need to know for the weekend? We got a big weekend coming up. I tell you what we'll do. Gillian brought it to my attention. I didn't even think about it. I haven't paid attention to it. But tonight we have what's called a micro moon. It's either tonight or tomorrow. Okay. So we're going to have a full moon that's going to look very small. Okay. And this is the full moon that comes, I'm going to screw the name up, Pascal, however you want to say it. This is the full moon that dictates when Easter will fall. And when I say Easter, or we can say Ostara or whatever. Ostara was first. Easter came in on top of it. All right. So the pagan holiday Ostara, and again, represented fruitfulness, the spring. It was right after the spring equinox. This was the first full moon after spring equinox, and we drop it on a Sunday, whatnot, blah, 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 blah. So you know how that works. Look it up. Kind of some interesting information. So we've got a weekend coming up with a micro moon. So let's ask Spirit to give us a message about that. And before I get fully started, okay, I'm going to throw a shuffle in here. I'm going to do what we normally do. Everybody join me, okay? Our most gracious and loving Heavenly Father, the Divine Mother, the Divine Feminine, that are all one and the same, sweet Spirit, Holy Spirit, Divine Spirit. You are all there and you are connected to each and every one of us. For every gift, everything you've done, for everything that you've offered us, whether we take it or not, we say thank you. I ask that the message flow, that I interpret Spirit, that I channel your Spirit right through me, and that my words stay out of it. Send your angels close, Spirit guides even closer. So mote it be. All right, here we go. All right, let's see what's happening. Let's find out. So, full moon, what do we need to know this weekend on a full moon? Full moon, a lot of times, is a time that we can release something and let things happen so we can set our intentions and everything. This is where you want to bring stuff in. Okay. So do that. Hey, Donna, there we go. Yeah, we had an amazing reading. I highly recommend doing a reading. Rob was 100% correct with everything. Thanks again. Thank you. Spirit was correct. Yes, I know, and I appreciated everything you got from me. But again, I always give credit to Spirit. It was not me, it's Spirit, and I appreciate it. So let's see what's going on. Yes, thank you. And Donna is gracious enough. We recorded it, and y'all be on the lookout. Donna, Jill, I think Cynthia is going to do it. We're having problems getting connected up. We're going to start doing some free readings for some of these folks that they allow me to record, so you can see how the readings go and the device works and things like that. That's one of those things, and see what's happening. So, all right. And we got, don't forget when you go on. Yep. Thank you. She's on it, isn't she? That's really cool. All right, Spirit. Here we go. What do we need to know for this weekend? What do we need to know for this micro moon? The reason it's a micro moon, there's nothing magical or whimsical about it. It's just where the moon is at in its orbit. It's called apogee. Some of y'all know what that means. It's at its farthest point. It's where as far as out it's going to go. So it appears small in the sky. So it comes back in. Now, what we need to know is how that affects us, how that affects what we do and different things, okay, about it. That also might mean some things, some of this I'm just picking up. Some things may stay a little more hidden. You might have some rougher time until the next one because the moon's so far away. We're not getting the sun's pure light bouncing over it. That's what we have, but it's not as much light. So there might be some things that are stay hidden, or you might have problems finding some things. You need to bank on that with Spirit and talk to them and find out what's happening. Okay, here we go. All right. So, first card out of the gate. All right. Let's see what happens. And somebody just pop on in when I'll see you come live. You don't have to do anything crazy or whatnot. So, what's our first card? Our light card. We must build a firm foundation. Okay. Think about this. What is important? Now is the time, if we're starting over, if we're doing something and you want to build on something, you have to build a firm foundation. Three little pigs, we can go there. Or we can go to casting where you cast your stones, things like this from the Bible. Everything, every religion, every culture has something talking about the need to build a firm foundation and to start. That's where your strength comes from. That's where your bounty is going to come from. You know what? From there, Spirit takes us, okay? Look, we have another 4. Discontent and boredom. I want you to think about this. This is the 4 of emotions, okay? The 4 of emotions a lot of times mean things have been going, and I talked about this with someone today, where a lot of times we just get everything stuck, all right? We can't go forward, we can't go backwards, or we start missing the blessings because we haven't been giving gratitude, all right? And we forget those things that we have, all right? Discontent and boredom. Think about that, of where this is when we're talking about building a good, solid foundation. When you think about this card with the emotions, okay? Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups, partnerships, things like this, 3 of Cups, joys, blessings are pouring out. Everything's going so good. And 4, we're finally kind of at a stasis, all right? And we can become discontent and bored. And this is one of those things where Spirit's kind of nudging you, saying, time to get off your butt. Time to look around. Time to remind yourself in this weekend of the grateful and wonderful things I've allowed you to have access to. Now, some of us just aren't accessing them. And that's not Spirit's job. Spirit is, I'm giving this all to you. You have these resources. But if you notice, if we turn our back on the beauty of what Spirit has given us, if we turn our back and don't see the joys that are given, then all of a sudden our life seems very discontent and very, very off key. And that's something for us to remember. 2 4s, building a solid foundation, both in this real world and emotionally. You have to build emotional stability. You know what? Then we come here. Look at what we have. Wow. Coming up, Easter. You know what? Fertility. It's time. If you want something new, it's up to you to grow it. This is a great time for you to build new foundations, reset yourself with where you are emotionally, and to let something grow. You can actually grow something beautiful. Spirit is saying, reminding you, you are my magical beings. You are beings. You are part of me. I am part of you. Okay. We need to remember that. We have the ability to build some beautiful and wonderful things. And so Spirit's trying to remind us of that right now. And then finally, on this set of cards, we have the 8 of materials, positive movement forward. Okay. Positive movement forward. What are we talking about here? Setting our eyes on a new horizon, going from the boredom, creating something beautiful, but sometimes we have to get in a boat and make that thing happen. Okay. It's just that simple. Positive movement forward. We can do it, but we got to take action. We got to learn that Spirit is here to say, I'm here to help you. I want you to live this beautiful, fulfilled life. And if you want this beautiful thing, sometimes we got to push offshore. We got to move forward. We got to set the sail and find out what's out there. This is massive. This is a great freaking reading. You know, when we go there, then we're at, look here, one. The one of material things, you know. This is a prosperity begins. Once we establish this new base, we can build something. We can actually move on and change targets, find out what we need to do, make a shift in our financial world, in our real world. We can actually now, you know, definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So if we make some changes, if we establish these solid bases, if we realize it's up to me to grow and create and build the world I want, I've got to move towards it. I've got to take action. I've got to drive. At that point, all new resources become available. Spirit shows they're out there. Okay. This is something you need to understand. It's all out there for you, but I require you to take some action. I require you to move on it. You know what? Then we go here. All right. Suffering in silence. But we all start worrying. We all start getting anxious. We all start looking about tomorrow and worrying about tomorrow. But what if? You know what? If you're living afraid to jump out and move forward, if you're afraid to take that fool's leap and move forward, you might as well go ahead and do it because you're living in the reality of that failure already. I want that to sink in. Thank you, Spirit. That came directly from Spirit. If you're living in fear and you know something you want to do, but you're making the choice not to jump forward and to put that out there and to trust Spirit and your angels and those that should have your back. Okay. You're living in a world of negativity. All right. You're actually living in fear of, well, what happens? And that's why a lot of people are stuck. They're in these hamster wheel jobs. It does just enough to make somebody pay attention. Okay. And say, you know what? I'm making it. One of the things my wife and I decided a while back, people thought we were crazy, but let me tell you something. We still do it. Okay. We said we're not going to settle anymore. We're just not going to settle. We see it, we manifest it, we move on it. We're going to go after the things we want. You know, there's got to be some transformation. It's time in this time of new birth, fertility, of spring. In this time, Spirit is telling you, especially over this weekend, it's time for a transformation. You have time this weekend to sit down and look and talk to yourself, talk to Spirit, and let some old things go, whether it's a place, a person, or different things. Angels are there to help you talk to them. But this is the transformation so something new and beautiful can come in its place. We have here the I got to go to my bigger screen over here. The 9, okay, of emotions. And look at what we have. Once we do this, these are the steps that are required. Man, Spirit is just laying this out here for us tonight. Right, bam, bam, bam. When you follow these steps, this is when you can find your own fulfillment of wishes. Your wishes can be fulfilled. That 9, that manifestation number. Look here, 9, manifesting. So, do you want to manifest your wishes or do you want to manifest your fear? What are you going to do? You're going to either one of them, or you're going to manifest discontentment. It's that simple. Spirit is saying, we are here. Take the plunge, do whatever. Manifest your dreams by taking some type of action and moving forward. You know what? Wow. Manifest everything. All right. And this is where love begins. Oh my God. Think about this message. All right. We allow some old things to go. We plant new seeds. We transform. All right. And in this is when we begin to see our wishes starting to be fulfilled. We've taken that action. And in that, remember, at the root of this emotional thing is love. Love begins, love happens. Spirit puts their arms around you, sends their angels, and you can grab this and just bathe in this river of love. It's one of those things. And then finally, what Spirit is telling us to understand and what we need to do is to remember, are we allowing society or someone else or something else to steal our joy? Are people jealous of us and therefore not? They got to be that little, negative ninny, Eeyore. Oh no. Is that Eeyore in life? Are they doing it and do they not even understand they're just jealous because you could be happy in the same situations where they're miserable? All right. We are allowing other people to influence our happiness, our growth, and where we want to be and the life we want to live. That's powerful if you think about it. And some of us, we're doing it to ourselves. Take the assessment, 7 choices. Look, assess, find out what's going on. Okay. It's time to take stock of what's real, what's not, and what is holding you back. Man, this is a very powerful message from Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. I appreciate it. And that's what we have and where Spirit wants us to look at this weekend. So, when I see this, I see Spirit saying, I want my people to be happy. I'm not going to make you happy. I will give you the resources to be happy, but you have to grab them. You have to use them. Your happiness, your joy, your fate is in your hands. It's not in mine. And don't ask me to predict your fate, because when you do that and you try to put all this on Spirit to make it happen for you, you're sacrificing your free will. And which is one of the greatest gifts Spirit ever gave us. Okay. Just some ways to look at some things, some different ways to see some things. I'm sitting here mixing up the cards. So when I do a reading, another reading or something for somebody, everything's good mixed up and nothing got stuck together. A lot of cards here. Wow. Bangerang. Welcome to Friday night. Oh, wow. There you go. All right, Deborah. Rob, you did a reading from Spirit for me on Monday's show, and I did not let you know there is some celebrating in my family. One granddaughter has a baby girl due the end of April. That's fantastic. Oh, we got down here. Another granddaughter is having twins due in September. Makes great grandbaby 14 and 15 and 16. Wow. Deborah, you know what? Father, Mother, Spirit, angels, guides, universe, as above, so below. Wrap your energy around us. And what we want to do is give gratitude to you for Miss Deborah. We want you to feel, we're always looking to take your spirit and to pull it in so we feel, I need you to feel, oh, yes, I need you to feel the gratitude for what you have given a member of this tribe. Thank you so much. We're just taking our time to say thank you. Deborah, Spirit loves you. Wow. Thank you very much. That is insane. Wow. So many grandkids. I love it. I don't have a grandkid yet. And I'm only going to get one from one of my kids. All right. And if you don't get started real quick, I'm going to Colorado to have a chat. So it's one of those things. So there we go. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. But, that is just fantastic. These are blessings. These are what happens when we start looking at things differently, when we start living our life differently. These things are amazing. Yes, come live on the show and get a reading with Rev Rob. Copy that left of everything to the right of the exclamation points, okay, and up to the 7. All right, the last 7. All right, put it in another browser, hit go. You'll show up in my screen, but then close out YouTube, and everything's going to be fantastic. Mainly Mystics, welcome. Haters are fans too, honey. Your fingers strike a pose and walk away. There we go. So that's it. Yes, and let's find out what's going on. So is anybody preaching, brother? I'm on a roll tonight. I'm kind of on the pulpit. And I think people are afraid to interrupt me, but come on in. Love to see and love to help and give readings and things like that if somebody wants a reading. That's one of the things. And Mainly Mystics brought something to my attention on a show about Wednesday. And I'm going to find out what she actually meant. So I want to clarify, okay? And I love it. I love that somebody put in something they disagreed with me about. And I don't think it was so much me, but Laura made a statement about we have to earn our angels. And I don't think that came out the way I don't think she meant it the way it came out. All right. Because what we were talking about was how to use them. Okay. Angels are there for us to use. That's why they're here. That's why they were created. That's why they are here to help us. What I was trying to say is, therefore, you don't need a one-sided relationship with your angels. Reach out to them, talk to them. You don't have to ask something of them every time, but you can say good morning and blessings. And here, you could say a prayer for them. All right. God bless my angels. How many times do we think about doing that? My angels are just always near, and that's one of the things to remember. So thank you for the comment. I tried to explain it in the thing, but I wanted you to know. And anytime I want people to, I've always said this is a safe place to come have a conversation. And you know what? She didn't like what she heard and she said it. And you know what? Here she sits, here I sit, and I love her to death. Okay. And her husband. All right. Just one of those things. Okay. So thank you. But I just want to make sure if something got misaligned in there, that you understand mine. I do not believe we earn angels at all. They are here. They were created for us. Whether we utilize them or not is on us. Okay. If does that make sense? Let me know what you think about that. Okay. You know, this is just fantastic. Everybody's coming in. So let me see. Let me see what Gillies missed it earlier. Pink moon, full moon, set Saturday 4/12. That's tomorrow, and that it's the micro moon. It's very small moon, okay? Just because it's at its apogee, all right? And some of y'all can go back, and I talked about Easter and how this Easter or Ostara, however you say it, okay? People need to understand, okay? Ostara was first. Christianity put the death and resurrection of Christ on this date to show things were fertile and things like that. So let's see what's going on here. Hero. All right. Hero. Okay. I don't know. Hello. I've been unemployed 7 months. Will I get a job I love? All right. My first thing is going to be, did you put in for a job you love? Have you put in for something that you love that you're qualified for? Because I would love to be an attorney. I love arguing with people. Okay. But if I didn't go to college or do some different things that I needed to be an attorney, then that's just not going to happen. So again, tonight we were talking about you can have anything you want. What are you putting your faith towards? What are you putting your actions towards making that happen? So will you get a job that you love? Let's find out right now. Pendulum. Okay, here we go. Will you work with me? Pendulum's working with me. I already asked it if it needed a cleansing and earlier when I was using it earlier. Okay. And it said no. So we're good. I keep them buried here in a bunch of crystals, anyways. So this person, Hero, wants to know, will they get a job they love? At this point, the pendulum is saying no. The answer is no. And I want to find out. So my challenge question to you in answering that question, is that because you haven't done enough to go forward to it? I don't know. So that would only be, it's a guess for somebody that I don't have an answer for. So all I'm going to do is find out, what do you need to do? I think I already know what the cards are going to do. Okay. What does Hero, I'm going to say Hero, okay, need to do to be able to get a job they love? And sometimes, man, that's willing to say no to other jobs, you know? What are you willing to do? What actions are you willing to take? That seems to be a thing. All of a sudden, I got hit in the throat, which is telling me it's a communication thing too. You got to learn to communicate everything more than just say, I want. What do you need to do? Okay. Or reword your phrasing or whatnot. Make sure you're looking in your interviews that you're asking like Gabrielle to help you with communication, your Archangel Gabrielle. And either Gabrielle will be there or send an angel under her purview to represent her, and she helps with communication. So here we go. Here we go. All right. Let's find out what's happening. Hero. You know what? Here we go. We have stress. This is fear. This would be it's the 8 of air. It's the 8 of mentality. Okay. And this is saying there's something to do with stress, worry, fear that's keeping it from you or has kept it from you up to this point. You know, we go here, we do have a triumph. You've got to stay focused. This would be the Chariot, triumph. Okay. But if you notice, he's running more towards forward than he is to the left or the right. Okay. And I want you to see that in this card, what we're talking about here is the need for you to focus and the need for you to drive forward to be able to claim what you need to do. And if you notice, this is taking action. This is taking action. Get the resume redone, do whatever, I don't know, get training you may need or anything else. There's some decisions that need to be made. Here we are back in air. So a lot of this, remember I said this is communication because something is here. This is the communication card. This is the analytical portion, the conscious portion of your mind, the things that are playing with you. And this is something that we need to take a look at. Finally, truth. There's something you need to shed, okay? There's something you need to do to be able to achieve this next level. I don't know what that is, but that's what Spirit is saying, all right? So let me know. I'd love to hear what's happening and love to hear what's going on with that. Wow, banger. Okay, let me get these cards up. All right, mainly mystics. Let me see what we got here. Miss Jill, 24/7, the angels are available. You are absolutely right. But we must invite them in. Exactly. And if you remember, we harped very heavily on intention. You have to set your intention. They are not a toy. They are there. They are there for us to command. And yes, I said the word command. And that is something I believe with all my heart. Where's your spirituality? If you remember, one of the things I also tell people all the time, know what you believe and why you believe it. I'm an omniist. Okay. I'm not saying you have to get hung up in dogma. I believe in the existence of angels, and I believe they are here to help me. I believe I have to call on them. That's intention. That's enough. It's not like I got, I'm not Jack the Giant Slayer. And so I got to earn or get to be able to get angels to do anything. For by grace are ye saved through faith, that not of yourself. It is a gift. And I believe the angels are part of that gift. Okay. That's so thank you, Jill. I sincerely do. I appreciate it. So if anybody's got any questions, I can't make this a safe place if I argue with somebody. Okay. We can talk, we can discuss. That's what's wrong with the world today. People are demanding. Nobody's saying, help me understand. I want to understand you. You understand me. Now, what can we give up to meet in the middle? So thank you, thank you, thank you. This is very important. You are welcome. I'm glad. Come in. Everybody, make sure you are hitting the subscribe button. You hit the like button. I know every other channel says that, but I need you to do that to help this channel progress, to help us get this message out to other people. This isn't just a channel of, does he love me? Does she love me? This is a serious message about, I want you to be able to find your magic so you can find your wings and fly. I need you to find happiness and joy. That's what this was found at. I want you to find help in the real world. Okay. And that's one of the reasons recording some of these sessions with some of these people, so you can see what actually goes on in a reading with me. It's not the same thing. And Jill, Donna will tell you, I'm pretty much the same way, maybe a little bit more on the point when I'm doing the personal than when I am in here, but it's a lot the same way, but always give gratitude when you return. Absolutely. Peace is something to be thankful for. When we worry and when we're in fear and all of a sudden that goes away, a lot of times I think Jill hits a very big point. We just breathe a sigh of relief and we'll half-ass mumble, thank you. All right. Not say thank you. And I want, and this has come on to be a part, which was what I was driven for. I think this is going to be an underlying message tonight as we continue to go forward here for a little bit, that it's important to give back. We always talk about it's an even exchange of energy. All right. Put some gratitude out to spirit like we did earlier. It's amazing. Mainly Mystics, thank you very much. And check out Mainly Mystics channel on YouTube. Okay. Check it out. You'll love it. I guarantee you it will be a good time. So, all right, we're rolling through this thing. So, has anybody got any questions or anything? Yes, Donna. Happiness, joy, and flying high. I love it. I love it. That's where the whole bangarang thing came from. Being able to know what we put out, we get back. If you want to manifest something, and Gillian and I, we are not afraid to say it. And we had some friends that are great manifestors that gave us the biggest compliment. And they said, when y'all two say you're doing it, we count it as done. It's going to happen. We say right up front, here's what we're going to do, but we're not sitting still and waiting for spirit to be the big genie in the sky. What do we need to do to help make this happen? When we run up on a roadblock, that's when spirit steps in and clears the roadblock because we took the action. We move forward. And I want y'all to feel that joy. I want you to feel that success because it's amazing. We are living a life that very few people get to live. All right. Because of some of the decisions we made that aren't normal decisions. All right. They're just not. All right. But life is good. Life is happy. Yes. Bangarang. Come live on the show. Yep. There we go. She's just talking about Cynthia. There you are. What can Spirit tell me about tomorrow? Very important day. Here's what Spirit can tell you about tomorrow. Sometime tomorrow or Sunday, I sent you my phone number. Text me. Okay. Because I want to get things set up for you so we can get your session done. your first session done. All right. But we're just crossing over. So that's what we're doing there. Go ahead and text me and say, hey, it's Cynthia. If I can't talk right then, I won't, but I will grab the phone. We'll talk. You text me, we'll talk. And we just need a couple minutes to figure out date and time. Okay. That's it. All right. So here we go. So, Spirit, Cynthia is again asking, and I didn't mean that the way it sounds again, but again, someone's asking about what do I need to know right now? And she needs to know about tomorrow. And I love specific questions. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on for tomorrow, but let's find out. Okay. So I'm not going to ask what's going on. I'm going to tell you what Spirit is telling me, what Spirit gives us in the cards, and what Spirit puts on our heart about what Cynthia needs for tomorrow. Spirit, make sure this message comes through. I want to be focused on Miss Cynthia right now. She is saying and putting out there to us and to you, the angels and her guides, that tomorrow is an important day. I want you to send communication angels, Archangel Gabrielle. I want you to send angels and guides so she can hear and listen. I want you to calm her spirit so she can hear you every step of the way and make the most of this. Wow. Bangarang. Okay. So mote it be. Here we go. Cynthia. All right. Here we are. Here we are. Okay. All right, Cynthia, here we go. All right. 6. Moving on. 6 is a card about movement. All right. So something is moving forward. Tomorrow, the first card out of the gate, this is a mental, this is air. Okay. And what we're talking about here is something may not go exactly as you or have been going exactly as you wanted it to, but you may be able to move forward and move in a different direction, taking a different path. You know, wow, 6s, victory and success. Look, we have 2 6s, which are all about victories, breakthrough, everything else. So, what I want you to be aware of, I'm seeing very positive things for tomorrow. Okay. Very positive things, but don't be afraid to shift direction and accomplish it another way. Whatever this is, I have no idea. Okay. Don't get locked into an outcome or a place or a way to get there. This will be able to be it because this is mentally, this is spiritually. Victory and success. And man, look at this. Sun coming out, sun starting to shine, and you are on the mountaintop, heralding with a trumpet, saying, I won. We've had a breakthrough. Things are happening. This is what I mean. Look here. 8 of emotions. All right. Emotional withdrawal. There's going to be something that you might have to. I'm really getting a feeling this is like give and take. And 8 is about movement. All right. So there might be something that gets left behind in order to make this go forward. I have no idea what's going on. So I'm just telling you what I'm getting from Spirit when I see these cards and what is happening. Okay. I see victory in the numbers. Okay. I see moving on, which to me is talking about taking a side step or different direction. All right. But this card says spiritually there's victory. It's time to walk on. Maybe this is coming to an end tomorrow and you're going to be able to leave some crap behind, is what I'm wondering here. Okay. Please make sure you let me know about what's going on, Miss Cynthia. And still call me because I want to talk to you either way. All right. Look here. Passion ignited, spirit, victory. Something new is starting. There's a new thing that your fire is going to ignite over. And this is going to be, look at this. It's the beginning of a new journey in your will, in your love, in your life, in spirit. Okay. This fire is burning. So I see some things that are really coming through. You're going to have to stand your ground. Look at all the spirit cards here. Okay. Stand your ground. Notice he's not fighting, but he's not afraid to stand his ground. Okay. And that's going to be very important. Some decisions are going to have to be made, some real decisions. Okay. But this is also in the little bit of juggling going on. Okay. You got to look at this. You can't balk on making the decision, but pick the decision that's best for this situation or whatever you need to do. We have, okay, emotional loss. You know, I've got so many different readings here. There's some grief here. I don't know that everything's going to go your way, okay? Or is this involving somebody else that when you become victorious and this goes your way, is somebody else going to be feeling grief? This is a grief. I feel like a way of life might be changing. Something's happening, okay? And there's going to be some sad things along with some great things. I hope that makes sense. Let's find out. Let's continue. Third eye chakra, that third eye. Make sure you're getting everything aligned. You're getting everything, be clear. Don't just hear and react. This is a time to let that third eye open. Have your crown chakra. These three chakras, okay, are going to be very important, all right? Because through this chakra, our throat chakra, we speak our truth. Through the third eye, we see the truth. But through the crown chakra, we understand the truth. Let that sink in for a little bit, okay? So that's going to be important. Love begins. This is cool. That's what I'm saying. I feel like there's going to be it's going to be an emotional day tomorrow, is what I feel like. But I see victory in everything. And then finally, there's going to come a point, and I think that's why you've got to have this third eye chakra in line, Cynthia, because there's going to come a point where you're going to want to throw up your hands and be like, I'm done. This is it. There's a temptation there. And I think the temptation might come from anger. Don't let it. Okay? Be aware of it. But 1 and 5, all right, which is the devil card generally, okay? But 1 is that new beginning. It's you. 5, there's going to be a conflict, okay? But in conflict, beautiful things get created with a 5. 1 and 5 come together for a 6. So when we look here, I have a 6. I have a 6. All right. This is kind of crazy. A 6. A 6. I think that's all the 6s. Okay. But let's take a look at all the numbers and then we'll go from here. So 6 and 6 is 12. All right. 12, 14, 22, 23, 28, 29, 35, 42, 57. Now, so the total number, if I look at just the numbers of this reading, 57, 5. Again, conflict, but creating something beautiful for yourself. Okay. 5s are a tricky number. My path number is a 5. So think about my poor wife and what she has to put up with me spazzing out all the time. Okay. So there's the 5. But that's 7. Remembering to give gratitude. Don't get all lost in the 5. And the 7 is sitting there going, calm down. Let's take a look. Let's assess and let's find out what's going on. From there, we have a 12. All right. Now, when we break that down into a 12, we have the 1 and a 2. Think about that. 1, new beginnings, relationships, understanding things, your higher power, your higher conscience, being in one with the spirit. But that 1 and 2 come together for a 3. The Empress, Mother Nature, creating beautiful things, action happening all around you. So tomorrow, get your sleep tonight. Don't over caffeine it, okay? Because I think tomorrow is going to be a very busy day. And I think it's going to be a very emotional day. But at the end of this, I do believe, okay, it's going to be in your favor. So again, have no idea. Please, tomorrow, drop me an email. let me know. And you don't have to do this. We don't, you don't have to come live on camera. We don't have to do that at all. So I understand. But the Duck website is what the one you always talk to me on. Same thing we are here. Okay. So I don't know what's going on. That's it. Just click on the link that I send you when I send you. So when I send you the link, you'll jump right in just like you do when you're on here. Okay. But if you don't want to do that, that's okay. And guess what, folks? If there's anybody else that would like to take part in this, okay, I need one or two more people that I will do a free reading for, okay? But I need you to reach out and email tarotwithanattitude@gmail, okay? Reach out in an email and say, Rev, I would love, okay, to have a free reading. Here's the obligation is I get to record it and I'm going to play it, okay? It's going to go into a series so people can see these readings. At the same point, okay, we're going to book a follow-up session so you can tell me how these things played out over the next 2 or 3 weeks or whatnot and come in and say, okay, this had effect, this didn't. Let's talk about it. Or, you know what, this was there. I need more information on this other part. And we'll do another reading and we'll go from there. So if you're interested in something like that, let me know. There's no problem with that. I love that, Cynthia, that Duck website. I love it. I know, me too. That's crazy. Uh, let's see. I try not to tell you anything. Exactly. It's okay. It's all right. Free Spirit, welcome. Everybody hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. All right. But share. At the end of this, share it with somebody. Share it on your Facebook. Do whatever. Okay. Let's see what's going on here and see where we're at. It does make sense. I'll tell you later. Thank you. Perfect. That's all I need to know is that I got you the message you needed to hear. Great message, Cynthia. Praying all goes well. We are all. I tell you what, let's do this. Our most gracious and loving Heavenly Father, we're coming to you now to say thank you again for knowing that you have sent us and created these beautiful angels, the guides, this divine feminine mother that is part of you, and for us allowing to feel your love and kindness through her, which is all still you. We say thank you. Cynthia's got something going tomorrow. I want you to send your angels and your guides to make sure that she is there and she is protected. Send your spirit, yourself down so she can feel comforted and feel guided and know that she's taking and doing everything the right way. In everything we ask it, so mote it be. There we go. Okay, let's find out. Reverend Rob, I would be interested in doing a session. We'll reach out via email. Perfect. Very good. Would love to do it. Love to do it. Well, you know what, folks? I've got nobody sitting here waiting on the go button. We are at just about right at an hour. We're a little short, but this message was strong, and man, that hit me hard. This was when I channeled this, y'all understand, I'm like sweating. Okay. It ran through me. Please go back. If you missed the message at the beginning of tonight's show, go back. Oh, when you go to YouTube, look down to my page. I've started putting in like second week of April, first week of April, fifth week of March, and those shows are in there. So if you need to go back, they're in a playlist right down at the bottom. You don't have to go through 80-something live videos to find it, okay? They're right there by the week. So if you want to go in and something spoke to you in this message, remember the date, do whatever. Okay, well, it was like the second week of April. You can go in there and you only have 3 videos to click on, okay? If you remember it was a Friday night, they should be listed Monday, Wednesday, Friday, okay? So just know that on the show. So be ready and find out what's going on, and we will just see what happens and go there, trying to work that out. Going to be going back and putting more in there if you want to go back and listen to old episodes, but they're all there. Most of them under live. I do have some regular videos there, but just click on the live button if nothing else and go through it. Also, there is a podcast, all right? I've got a YouTube podcast, but I am on Podbean in my feed below, okay? In the description below. you will find a link to podcasts. I'm on iHeartRadio. I'm on YouTube. I'm on all the biggies. Okay. We are there, and you can actually go and download everything you hear here. And I've got some other things brewing, so you can actually have some different content there. Right now, I'm focusing here. We got a lot of things coming, folks. I got 2 new programs I'm working on for this show, for our tribe. And this is going to be some great stuff. Okay. Actually, great stuff. So I'm going to get some things together, put it together, and be looking for some brand new content. This will continue on. All right. So for everybody that's new here, welcome. Glad you're here. Hope you felt spirit move. Back again on Monday night, 8:30, same time. We don't do the you have to go live or being live on camera. Okay. Everything's just like you're seeing it here. All right. And let's find that out. Okay. So, with all that being said, let me get this thing ready. Take what you want, leave what you don't, but leave having experienced some peace, love, and light. Bangarang. Thank you. So mote it be.